This is a really quick review of the Overlander RC6 Touch Charger discharger. It's a 90 watt 10 amp charger for LiPo, lithium ion, LiFe, nickel metal hydride, NiCad and lead acid batteries. It's a great charger, I think, overall. It also does discharge cycles up to 2 amp. And can also do storage charging when you're not going to be using your batteries. I'll tell you quickly about some things that I do and don't like about this charger. I think one of the things that is a bit frustrating is that it doesn't have any memory from what I can see. So for instance, if you change any settings in the setup, they're not remembered the next time you power on the device. Also, the touchscreen can be a little bit sensitive sometimes. Or non-sensitive. So in this case I want to turn off this the beeping noise. To do that, you've got to go to the next page and then you've got to try and get your finger into that little gap, which sometimes takes a couple of tries. What I do like about this charger is it seems to be pretty accurate. I do like that you can charge up to 10 amps and you don't need an external power supply. It comes with the power supply built in. You plug it straight into your AC, and it just works great in that sense. Let's quickly go through what comes in the box. So you get these standard sort of banana connectors that plug into the side. They connect to a Dean's connector, and then you get various accessories, one of them being an XT60 to Dean's connector. You also get a couple of other ones. Looks like we've got a servo cable here, and these all have the Dean's connectors on the ends for the different type of batteries that you may have. That's pretty handy. Another pretty handy connector is this crocodile clip to Dean's. If there's some battery that you don't have a connection for, then you can use these. They work pretty well. It also comes with the car battery connector, so if you want to charge from your car battery, you can plug it in. Haven't used that function yet. And then it comes with the standard balance sockets, and I'm going to be using this to charge the batteries today. Going to take a quick look at the connectors on the charger. We've got these banana type plugs here to connect to your battery, and the balance socket, air intake. This is the AC input. This is the fan exhaust, which is something that I don't quite get because I've put this really fine mesh on it, which seems to just block air and make quite a bit of noise. Then you've got the connector when you want to charge from your car battery, and this is the external sensor, temperature sensor that you can connect to batteries. I believe this is where a USB connection would go if you want to program this thing. This one doesn't seem to have that function, and that's pretty much it. I've got one of these zippy compact 5000 milliamp batteries. I bought a couple of them. They don't seem too bad. We're going to just connect this up to the charger and then just walk you through some of the screens and show how the unit charges and the information it displays. When connecting the charger, always connect the balance port first and then connect the main battery pack. I'm charging my battery in a Overlander charging pouch. Seems to do the job okay. So first thing you do, choose your battery, choose charge. This charger can automatically detect what battery you have. It seems as more as an error function, so if you tell it that you've got a 2S battery or a 4S battery and you try to charge it, it will tell you that you've got the wrong battery plugged in. So pretty much set up your battery first. I've set it up with 3S 5000 milliamp. The current you want to charge it at, I want to charge it at 1C, and the end voltage you would like. You then press and hold enter. That's just a safety. It'll then tell you to connect up the battery and tell you that it's connected up right. If there's any errors, it'll show it here. It's pretty good at showing that kind of stuff. If you've got reverse polarity, or if you just plugged in the wrong kind of battery, it seems to be pretty good at picking that stuff up. Then you can start charging. It gives you a couple of bits of information, which is quite handy. What I really like about this charger is that it gives you the capacity that it's put into the battery. So how many milliamps you've put in, milliamp hours. I've checked it, it seems pretty accurate. I've discharged a couple of batteries and put 5,000 back into these zippy compacts, and the voltages pretty much match up correctly. You get a graph which just sort of maps the voltage that it's putting into the battery. Don't know how useful that is. What is really useful is this graph of each of the cells, giving you it seems to be quite detailed information down to the third decimal point on the voltages of each of the cells. On this charger, it seems to overstate the voltages. I've got a little FR voltage meter which we'll plug in and just compare the sort of values that you get from the charger and from this little device. Let's quickly take a look at the accuracy of the meter that's built in. So currently on this pack it's showing as a total voltage of 11.74, which is made up of the three cells, one at 3.88, one at 3.88, and one at 3.89. So pretty well balanced, this pack. We're going to compare it to the FR Sky little meter, and let's see what it says. So just plugged in the little FR Sky meter, and it's showing 3.83, 3.82, and 3.84. So this meter says that these are a little bit more off, and as you can see, the Overlander sort of overstates the voltages. It was saying 11.7, and each cell was about 3.88. I prefer it to overstate. Just means a bit safer when charging. I generally don't charge these batteries yet to 4.2. I generally stop at 419, 418. But I know that if I am going to 4.2, then it's probably not a real 4.2. So I could probably go to 4.25 on this charger, and in real terms, it'll be 4.2. In the manual, it says that you can also see the internal resistance, the IR of the battery. I've not been able to figure out how to get that to work. I've pressed every button I can find. Maybe if you guys know, again, drop it in the comments. One of the things I do like about this charger is that it does the balancing cycle at the end of every single charge. What's great about that is if you don't want to do a balance cycle, that's not a problem. Just wait for one of the cells or a couple of the cells to get to the voltage that you want, and then just stop the charge and off you go. But if you do want it to balance, then just leave it on and it will do its job. It does seem to take quite a while. I don't really have many other chargers to compare it against, so I don't know if it's over the top, but it does seem to take maybe around about 20 to 30 minutes to get to the second decimal, sort of to match correctly. The charger does come with a discharge function, which is up to 2 amps, and it's also got a storage charge function. The storage charge function works almost identical to the normal charge function. The only difference is obviously the end voltage will be a lot lower, so you're going to be storing at 3.8 volts. And what's interesting is the current is limited to 1 amp. I can't seem to increase that current. I don't know if that's maybe the correct way to do a storage charge. I've just typically done a normal charged and stop it at 3.8 volts and stick it in my my LiPo safe bags. Another cool function that this charger comes with is you can use it as a power pack. So it'll just send power out of here, and you can power up whatever you want, and up to I think 5 amps, maybe even higher. Looks like you can go all the way to 10 amps at 12 volts, and in fact, let's actually just check how many volts. It says it'll go to 24 volts at 10 amps. Pretty handy. I haven't used that functionality yet, so I don't really know how well it works or how accurate it is. So that's my review of the Overlander RC6 Touch Charger. I think it is a great charger overall, considering that you can do 90 watts or 10 amps. I paid £56 for it, which is equivalent to about 95 US, thereabouts. And it seems to be working great. I've only had it for about a month. I use it to charge these Zippy compacts, which I use on my DJI 550 multi-rotor, and seems to be working okay. As always, leave comments in the bottom, and thumbs up if you like this video.